When you picture aesthetics, you probably picture a movie star, someone like Daniel Craig or Brad Pitt. In the back of your mind, you're thinking that's impossible with your demanding executive lifestyle. But that's a lie rooted in the misunderstanding of the process. The truth is, getting your dream body is so much simpler than you think. I'm going to break down the exact 3-step framework we use with our clients to make this happen. My name is Dominic and I run a health and fitness concierge for traveling professionals. We help leaders like you get into peak condition in under 3 hours a week while traveling using science and systems. Implement these frameworks today. You will stop feeling overwhelmed and finally get the physique that matches your career success. There are 2 lies holding you back from your dream body. First, the lie that you need to be huge. That is not the case. In fact, I am 6 feet tall and weigh 148 pounds. The secret to looking like a movie star and being that aesthetic guy is not about being huge. It's about being lean and proportionate. This means that the results you want are far closer than you could ever think and don't require decades of work. The second lie is that you need to sacrifice your life. That you need to spend 6 days a week in the gym, do hours of vigorous cardio, and follow a brutal diet. That is neither realistic for your lifestyle, nor is it actually required. The truth is, if you follow the right principles, you can spend less than 3 hours a week in the gym, do 0 vigorous cardio, enjoy every single meal you eat, and do this all while traveling. This is exactly what we do at Lazy Shredded, getting results like these for VPs, executives, pilots, and so many other high-level professionals. Here is exactly how. Framework 1 is following a predictable plan, aka the map. Because let's be real, right now you're probably winging it. You're climbing this tall mountain with no map. Of course, you're going to get lost, get demotivated, stop, and then that cycle continues for decades, which is why you still look average. And this uncertainty kills progress, not work itself. The underlying issue, though, is that you're relying on plans that are made for people with predictable schedules, endless free time, and people who can meal prep on Sundays. That is not realistic for your lifestyle. You deal with high-stakes client dinners, constant travel, unpredictable schedules, back-to-back meetings, 16-hour days. So what you need is a plan that is actually built for your specific lifestyle. And what I mean by that is a proven, predictable system. When a client joins Lazy Shredded, we customize everything based on their specific lifestyle. But what I'll do now is just give you a high-level overview of something we call the fast levers. If you're familiar with the Pareto principle, what I mean by fast levers is paying attention and focusing your efforts on the 20% that will get you 80% of the results. So let's break this down into nutrition, recovery, and training. First, nutrition, very basic. If you're looking to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit, meaning consuming less calories than you are burning. If you want to maintain weight, then obviously maintenance, and if you want to gain weight, you need to be in a surplus. I always say this, most people go wrong with when they want to put on muscle, they eat way too much and they gain too much fat. You actually just need to be in about 200 to 500 calories surplus to put on lean muscle while minimizing fat gain. Next fast level when it comes to nutrition is protein. How much should you be consuming? Anywhere between 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. If you're cutting, on the higher end, and if you're bulking, this should be on the lower end, or can be rather. I love my protein. Next, recovery. And the fast levers here are both stress management and sleep, which actually coincides, but this is very important, and here's why. This is the foundation of your hormonal health. If your hormones don't function properly, that will inhibit fat loss and muscle gain. And this is why a lot of people stay stuck, because they might do the right things when it comes to nutrition or even the training, but because their sleep is off, their recovery is off, they don't make the progress they could. So here's what I would recommend. First of all, for stress management, make sure you are first of all prioritizing sleep, which I'll get into and how to do that. But stress management is crucial. And the way I do that is through meditation, breathing exercises, and overall having the mindset of, let me focus on the things I can control, because I feel like so many people just focus on so many different things that are out of their control and so raise their cortisol, raise their stress. But it's like, bro, it's not even in your control, so why are you focusing on it? For example, I don't watch the news. I don't see the benefit of it. It just raises my stress, cortisol, puts me in a state of fear. I don't want to be in that state. Probably another one there is designing your environment with the people that actually align with your vision, your goals. and the people you just want to genuinely be around. Moving on to sleep, number 2. And sleep is so crucial. I used to think, yeah, we can sleep when we're dead. That is not true because you will die sooner. So here's how to optimize your sleep. First, apply the 3-2-1 rule, which is basically 3 hours before bed, stop eating, 2 hours before bed, stop drinking, and 1 hour before bed, avoid any screen time. Keep a cool room temperature, they say about 68 degrees. Make sure you have blackout curtains. I even have these eye patches. And then also no noise. I like using white noises to make me fall asleep, or you can get earplugs as well. And finally, training. All you need is 3 days a week for 45 minutes consistently. And if you do this while applying the main principles of muscle growth, which are the minimum effective volume, which is what we teach our clients, the sweet spots of volume that gets you the maximum gains. And you apply that with creating enough stimulus through taking your muscles to or close to failure, to then create that stimulus, to then signal to your body, hey, let's grow these muscles, let's make them bigger and stronger, which then happens outside of the gym when you recover, your stress is managed, and you are sleeping well as nutrition, of course. Framework number 2 is systems over willpower. Willpower is a limited resource that your job already drains majority of. Your health must run on an automated system in order to work for your lifestyle. Like, I know how it goes. How many times have you told yourself that you're going to hit the gym in the evening? You go into your day super motivated. You're going to hit the gym in the evening. You have a packed day, back-to-back meetings, high-stake investor calls, stress. You come home tired, or you get to the hotel tired. You don't hit the gym. Of course not, because you don't have the right systems. And what I'll actually do now is I'll share my screen to walk you through some of the systems we apply for our clients. Right, so as you can see, like, we don't wing things. We have an entire system that makes results like these quite inevitable. This is what we call our concierge execution behind the scenes. And I love this because all your problems, we have systems for them. And the systems are twofold, both the concierge support, so what we do for you, we take all the thinking away from you. But then of course, like, we also teach you certain mental models. This allows you to apply these systems on your own. Even to give you one example, a common problem is minimal hotel gym equipment. What do? Instead of skipping it, you can apply the principle or the mental model of, if I only have light weights, I will slow down the negative even more, 2 to 7 seconds, and I'll stay in the stretch position for 1 second to maximize tension. Maybe you knew this, maybe you didn't, but this is one of the mental models we teach our clients. Let me give you one other example. Let's say, find like a business dinner, right? You don't want to be that diet guy, or you still want to appease your clients. So what do you do in these situations? Mental models here are, for example, strategic allocation. If I know I have a big dinner, I will strategically eat less throughout the day, or even a few days in advance, to save my calories for that evening. Can you see how with these systems, no matter what circumstances appear or what obstacles come your way, you still have a solution? And so you make getting your dream physique not a matter of if, but a matter of when. And I'm such a strong believer in this. In life, you want to create the path of least resistance. You want to make success inevitable. You want to make it easy for yourself to succeed. And that is exactly where systems come into play. And framework 3 is the identity first focus. You cannot get new results with an old identity. If you change the way you see yourself, the actions will naturally follow. And if the actions follow, the outcome will follow. The problem most people face is they focus too much on the outcome, or even just the actions, but we do everything based on identity. So if you can start seeing yourself, as I like calling, a lazy shredded man, but truthfully, just someone who prioritizes their health, who prioritizes their fitness. If you become that person internally, the actions will follow, and then all you need is the right map that works for you, and results become inevitable. I mean that. And because of that identity, it comes down to these key decisions. Like when you feel tired, you will choose the 15-minute high-density workout we subscribe for you because that is part of your identity. Or you will apply the protein first rule at a client dinner. Again, because it's part of your identity. It all starts with identity, then you just need the right map. Point is, the path to your aesthetic physique is not found in complexity or hours of effort, but in these fundamental frameworks. Start applying these today and you will quickly realize that you are far closer to your dream physique than you could ever imagine. Health is the single greatest multiplier in your life, a foundational investment that pays dividends in every area of your life, from energy levels to play with your kids to presence in the boardroom. You've mastered the art of strategic execution in your career. Now let's use that same intelligence to build a crisis-proof health system that makes success inevitable. I hope this was valuable. I'll see you in the next one.